Amy had always been one of those women who could pretty much eat whatever she wanted. For decades, her body seemed to have an unspoken agreement. You enjoy the food, I'll keep the hourglass shape. It was a good deal. Then menopause showed up like an uninvited house guest who started rearranging the furniture. She began losing some of that muscle tone she had always counted on. And at the same time, fat decided to throw a welcome party in her belly, hips, and upper thigh. Her familiar hourglass started looking more like a very sturdy vase. Clothes that had fit for years suddenly had strong opinions. Her energy got a little unpredictable. For the first time in her life, Amy felt genuinely frustrated. And in that frustration, she started seriously considering GLP-1 medications. But she was also side-eyeing the potential side effects, especially anything that might make the muscle situation even more complicated.
GLP-1 meds for weight loss and health benefits.
But muscle loss? That's a complication.
So, she did what many of us do when we feel stuck. She started looking for another way. Amy began learning about GLP-1, a hormone her body makes after eating. It helps slow digestion, supports steadier blood sugar, and quietly helps turn down the volume on appetite. Here was the plot twist. Natural GLP-1 only sticks around for about a minute or two before it gets broken down. Its effects are short and very tied to what she was actually eating. That explained a lot. Some meals left her comfortably full for hours. Others seemed to have the staying power of a goldfish's memory. Her body was sending signals. They just weren't lasting very long. She needed a way to keep the conversation going throughout the day. That's when protein and fiber entered the chat. Protein breaks down into components that give direct signals to the gut cells responsible for releasing GLP-1. It's like sending a clear text instead of a vague emoji. Higher protein meals often help people feel more satisfied afterward, something that felt increasingly useful. Fiber worked on two schedules. Some types slow digestion right away, helpful when you want the meal to last. Others get fermented by the gut bacteria and produce compounds that encourage more GLP-1 later, sometimes hours after eating. It's like having both an immediate reply and a thoughtful follow-up text. Together, they created more sustained support than either one alone. For Amy, who was already worried about muscle, the protein piece felt especially relevant. She learned that many experts suggest aiming for roughly 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day, spread across meals, with the usual reminder to run her own numbers by her doctor. Now, Amy didn't launch a complete life overhaul. She just started negotiating with her plate a little more intentionally. She added a solid protein source and some fiber to most meals. Greek yogurt with berries and oats for breakfast, grilled protein with plenty of vegetables and a whole grain or bean side for lunch and dinner. And as her energy became more stable, she noticed she actually had some energy left in the tank in the afternoons. And instead of just feeling relieved, she decided to use a bit of it. She started adding short strength sessions a couple of times a week. Nothing heroic, just body weight moves, resistance bands, or light weights. She kept them short, progressive, and focused on the major muscle groups she wanted to keep. She even tried timing some protein around those sessions when she remembered. The results weren't dramatic overnight, but she stayed full longer. Her energy felt more even, and she started noticing she felt a little stronger in everyday life. The sturdy vase era was still happening, but she was starting to feel like she had a say in how it played out. Amy still planned to have an honest conversation with her doctor about her options, including GLP-1 medications, but she no longer felt quite so backed into a corner. By giving her body more consistent GLP-1 signals through protein and fiber, and by adding gentle strength work as her energy improved, she was actively supporting the muscle she cared about preserving. She felt stronger, both in her body and in her ability to make choices that aligned with what mattered to her. She had practical tools that she could keep refining, whether medication eventually became part of her story or not. Amy's story is a reminder that menopause can rewrite some of the old rules without sending us the updated manual. The frustration is real, especially when your body starts changing in ways you didn't sign up for. But there are often more options than we realize at first. Supporting your body's natural GLP-1 response with protein and fiber and using improved energy to do a bit of strength work can be a meaningful place to start. It's not about perfection or dramatic transformation. It's about giving your body better signals and a bit of stimulus so it can do more of what it's still capable of. This is one of the practical nutrition strategies we'll keep coming back to on this channel, because supporting your own body's systems with food is often the most sustainable place to start. When you combine it with the gentle strength work Amy added as her energy improved, you're also touching the movement side of things. That's the approach we take here. Real-life applications of the lifestyle medicine pillars that actually help people feel better and stay capable. If you're in a similar chapter, try adding protein and fiber to one meal this week. When your energy feels a little steadier, consider a short strength session or two. Notice what shifts. I'd love to hear what you try or how this lands. If Amy's story gave you a smile or useful idea, subscribe for more practical, story-driven conversations about lifestyle medicine and healthy aging, with a side of honesty and occasional humor. You don't have to figure it out all alone. Small, consistent steps can change how the story feels. I'm Rich Roberts with A Salubrious Life. Here's to writing better chapters.